That's it, guys. Gloves out. It's all down to one best of 5. Since Remo just left, I'm gonna do the talk.
No.
What? Your mic is out. We don't hear you, bro.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What?
I said we can't hear you, but now you're back. Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, one final series in this beautiful, beautiful tournament that we've been following for, how long is it actually? Since the end of April? No, May 16th until today. So 2 weeks. The group stage was great already. The playoffs was definitely the best tournament we've seen since WCA. The NWL was great, but on LAN you see that these guys are capable to perform even better. And now we have the best 2 players of the past 2 weeks fighting for $6,000 in a best of 5.
Is it going to be the second championship in quick succession for Fly, or is it going to be the first title for 120? The first of many, maybe. He is, after all, pretty much by everyone in the scene called the most talented player we have currently. Is it going to be enough, though? I know many of you guys in chat are saying, man, this matchup is imbalanced. Orc is overpowered. Orc easily defeats Undead. But that's kind of the thinking of like 5 or 6 years ago. Has changed. Metagame has shifted. Undeads have adapted. Blade Master is still strong, of course. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like people are desperately looking for answers and can't seem to find any. We saw from 120 how to deal with it. Namely, what he brought into the metagame, the Pit Lord seems to be a great answer. So maybe Fly has a bit of an advantage with the race. Maybe, I don't know. But I don't think we should rely on the races here to determine the winner.
TD started the revolution back then in 2011 and 12 with Banshees and Tinkerplay. That's when he won the WCG against Fly in the grand final back then. The first Undead victory in a major tournament after 6 years of desperation. And now it's almost 6 years. It's 5 years this time in a major event that an Undead can win. 1-0, the successor of TD. We were all rooting for WFZ, but he paved the way, at least. He wasn't the successor of TD. He paved the way for 1-0, and he can gather the fruits now.
I think his performances already speak for themselves. I think we should be calling him the rightful heir to the Undead throne, but the results have not been there. Not yet. This is his chance. I mean, second place twice actually in a row might be considered, a result that makes him worthy of the title of the heir of the Frozen Throne. But the championship itself would, of course, be something else entirely.
Yeah, the title to his name. He has the first one already. WCA qualifier number 1 was his first big event, the first big title that he won offline after a great performance in the playoffs. For example, versus Fly in the semifinal, where he beat him 2-0. Today, no, what was it today? 2-1 it was. No, yesterday, right?
Yes, yesterday.
Yesterday. Yep. This is always so close between them. I just calculated the map scores between the 2 players, and in 4 tournaments, WCA, NWL, WCA qualifier, and Gold Championship, those 2 are 6 maps to 6 now.
That's pretty cool, man. And it's of course what we want to see. We want to be going all the distance here, all the 5 maps. By the way, there is no advantage for the guy coming from the upper bracket. That is 120. Both players have to win 3 maps here to win this best of 5. So it's going to be no leg up in that regard. But we saw Fly destroying him, honestly. You mentioned this before. On 1 map. The only time we really saw 120 getting wrecked was by Fly. And we thought, all right, now Fly should be firmly in the driver's seat, but no, he fell off. Even though he had such an amazing performance on the first map, somehow the other maps looked way different. He looked very, very convincing though today, man. He has been playing so strong today. Finally, when it matters, on the final day, he took out Infi 2-0, Moon 2-0. But now the day's becoming longer and longer. Might he be feeling the exhaustion over time?
That's a good question. 1-0 has played 1 game today versus Moon. It was a 2-0. It was quite quick. and then afterwards he could rest a bit. Is this maybe good for Fly because he's in the zone now? He can stay at his chair. His stuff is all set up thanks to the game against Moon here. 120 has to bring his keyboard and mouse, set everything up. He had some problems yesterday before with the computer, so that's all the little things that might not decide a final, but you know.
Yeah, I think if you are a player who has issues with playing long times and at top level long times, then it's of course bad when you have to play many games. But if you're a momentum player, it's really nice to be coming out of a win going into the next one. But as I said before, Fly doesn't really seem to be that momentum player. He can play amazingly, and then after that, whoops, totally different Fly next game. So I don't think that it's a big advantage for him. But then again, Fly, man, he's the surprise in a box. And I hope he shows us the best Fly we know. If he shows us the best Fly we know, I think 120 has a tough time.
Yeah, but we then definitely need the best 120 we know. The 120 we saw yesterday on map 2 and on map 3. Here we have Fly. I think listening to some music, he was just shaking himself a bit. And he seems prepared for what's to come. Hopefully 5 maps to show us the glory of Warcraft, the glory of Micro that sets Warcraft 3 apart from games like StarCraft 2.
Will Frostmourne go over to the Horde, or will it go towards the Scourge where it belongs? We're gonna find out after only one more series. We have had how many days? 4 days? 5 days? Of the playoffs? 4 days, right?
We started on Monday, so 4 days, yes.
Yeah, and before that, we had the group stages as well, with Foggy coming out. So many cool storylines, so many cool games. Many of them produced by Moon, who gets to collect the prize for third place. But this is not the game, of course. We are heading into the grand final.
Exactly. Both players beat Moon today. It's the world champion of Yinchuan 2015 versus the WCA China champion of Beijing. Frostmourne is up for grabs. 3 maps to determine a winner. 3 maps to determine who's taking home $6,000 and who's gonna take home $3,000. We're good to go. There we go. It is Amazonia for a start.
All right, and we saw the 2 playing on Amazonia just yesterday, and I still have it fresh in my memory. Both players lose 2 of their units, 2 Fiends versus 2 Grunts in the early game. That is always a good trade for the Orc, who relies more on his tier 2 units, whereas the Fiends will stay relevant throughout the entire time. And he chose the TC. The TC having a way better win rate against 120 than the Shadowhunter second. But this being Amazonia, yes, it's small, yes, it's good to play aggressively if you want to do so, but with choosing the TC, you are usually the one wanting to stay defensive, wanting to creep up. And he got punished for that. That TC had the hardest time ever reaching level 3, and we all remember the crazy skeleton block, man. That was so sexy. Blocking the TC despite the endurance aura with a skeleton for a good 15 seconds, and then the DK arrived with a call to finish the job. We are expecting a lot of amazing micro. Yes. And by the way, already we see some deviation here out of 120. He's going for the Tet build order, not for his tried and true early Fiends.
Indeed. Yesterday, his early game on Amazonia was really, really, really hard, and he adapted to it. He goes for the little safe route here, not being too aggressive with the Death Knight, but creeping. How much can the Blade Master do? What can Fly adapt? How can Fly adapt? He knows, alright, my early game was great yesterday. My first game was great yesterday. I had good moments versus this guy. I can beat him. Oh.
Sorry, I had a bit of a brain fart. It is not the Tet Fiends, it is the normal Fiends.
Yeah,
excuse me.
Late heroes, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But, you know.
And again, he's going for this offensive Ziggurat, which is cool. You know, having an offensive Narrow Tower helps you a lot when the Orc wants to push you. But just like yesterday, the base will not be closed. Yesterday, it wasn't punished. But yesterday, of course, Fly remembers those games and might be looking for that hole in the defenses again.
He's starts to creep. What's the item here? Oh, starting off bad. Yesterday he had claws all over him. This time he starts things off with a ring. That of course lowers the damage, but a little more sustainability. And we saw Blade Masters and TCs die yesterday as well. Every single series between the two is very, very close. Sometimes it turned out to be a 2-0, but then the games are super close as well. Are those two the best players at the moment? Both used to struggle versus Infi. Infi was eliminated by Moon. So
I think they both look like the best players. Moon, unfortunately, seems to only have that world-class performance against Human, currently at least. But these guys really seem to be the most stable. And 120 again, switching up his creep routes. He has been doing this all the time. He doesn't want to be too predictable. Doesn't want the Blade Masters to have too easy of a time finding him. And Fly, being not too aggressive at all. He has hit level 2, but he doesn't attack just yet. He wants to creep up a little bit more. Probably with their being the boost of speed available at the shop, probably that's when he wants to be aggressive. But already 120 has been able to take a few creep camps outside of the instant vicinity of his base, so he has quite a few creeps left to freely take as he reaches level 2 himself right now, and teching very early, again with only 2 fiends.
True that. He has level 2 though, so the aura to his hands, a little more movement speed on the fiends. He can micro greatly with that. Level 2 for the Death Knight it is, and the Gauntlets of Ogre Strength. For the Blade Master we had a Mantle. That means more mana. Can he steal this level 3 one? Looks like it. No, Death Knight got it, right?
No, he didn't get it. Yeah, Death Knight got it. Death Knight got it.
Death Knight got it.
Maybe even the Nerup Tower, I'm not sure, but definitely not the Blade Master.
Now he's trying to do some damage here, but the third fiend arrives. He has 3 skeletons. Oh, 2 skeletons. Oh, 3 skeletons. And it can continue this. Of course, the Blade Master must not be allowed to creep the to steal the item here. Went of Lightning Shield or Lightning Shield in general, not that great at that position. Blade Master coming around for a steal again, but Reveal being used. The Dust of Appearance, and that is easy pickings for the Undead. The Tome goes to the Blade Master, but that is ignorable.
Lots of mana, by the way, on the Blade, who will hit his level 3 in just a second. And with that, maybe he can try to look for some kills, but he's pretty low as well. Hitting level 3 here with the skeleton right now. Dust makes him visible, of course, and the heal cell is not running, but he is definitely delaying the creeping here by a lot. And he would like to drag some coils out of the undead, successfully doing so. DK only with, well, still a decent bit of mana remaining, and the important thing, very, very close to level 3.
True that, and that's very rare in this matchup, I feel, to have a fast level 3 Death Knight. He gets the Murlocs. This is so perfectly sorted out. After this Nightcrawler, he will be level 3, but all the creep spots close to his base are gone. That makes things a little harder for the Lich that is coming, but I think he will be close to the army nevertheless, and then there's a fight and he will gather experience that way. On the other side, what's the second hero for Fly? It is Shadowhunter.
He's switching it up. He hasn't killed Fiends this game. He knows there is a level 3 DK. He thinks he's not strong enough to take a fight, or to have the space rather for a TC. I like this choice by him, but we have historically seen this not working out too well, and the base is not closed, and the level 3 Blade Master is in there.
He just started his attack, and that will delay him by much. He cancels the attack, and that's already everything that Fly wanted to achieve here. He is taking the economy higher than the tech, and yeah, he gets the Acolyte, of course, but one has been rebuilt, so he can start the tech right afterwards. It's not a big delay, but it is a delay, and that throws 120 down at least to a degree.
And the thing is, he now also has to go for the Ziggurat for closing off, so that delays him even further. If he loses that Ziggurat, that delays him even further. So, kind of a shame to see. You know, he's placed so perfectly, and then he messes up his base. That was not necessary. This could have been avoided. Now he's going towards the Shadowhunter, trying to creep jack him. He finds, oh, the Rune Braces, that's a very nice item, but he's fighting this without Frost Armor, without statues, and this is the overconfidence that I was talking about. Sometimes he is just feeling too sure of himself, and he's gonna be paying it for this time. First Fiend has died. Second Fiend will fall. Is he gonna lose another one? Maybe he's just gonna lose one. He's using the TP right now. Is it gonna be enough? Oh my god.
11 HP. This was timed as well, and a little bit lucky maybe. But the Lich is out now, and that is Frost Armor. Yeah, but you mentioned it. going in there without a statue and without the Lich was a super duper risky thing to do. Don't really know why he did that, but yesterday the first game was not the best that we saw. Maybe he just needs some time to get into a series.
I think he wanted to creep the top left. I don't think he wanted to creep Jack there. I think he wanted to creep, and he saw, damn, he's here. I didn't think he was going to be here. So I don't think aggression was his intention. If it was a very bad decision.
Alright, we just got some stats in the chat that the player who wins the first game of the series is most likely to win the series in general. 85% of the time that happened in this tournament so far. But I think there's a change here, Fly1, because it's not a best of 3 anymore, it's a best of 5.
Exactly. That makes things a lot different. SH finding a decent level progression, but he has chosen a weird creep route, as we saw go way to the left, then go way to the right. So he's still not level 3. After this camp, I think he will still not be level 3, but it might be close. Oh, but he's very close by for a creep jack. Natural being attempted by 120. Blade Master, of course, has the easiest time ever gathering information on Amazonia, as it's such a small map. And there's a speed scroll on the SH, and he is heading over, but there's also scouting very nicely done with the Wand of Illusion on the undead side.
Yeah, he knows what's going on. He sees alright. The Blade Master is not with the Shadow Hunter, so he must be there somewhere in Windwalk. And now, who's gonna get the big consumable? It looks like Fly is gonna take it. Yes, with ease. 1-0 gives it up. And if that's a big mana push, no, it's the Scroll of the Beast. That is an item that you can sell. Heal Wave is coming out because it is level 2. The items for Fly look good. Rune Bracers, Mantle of Intelligence, Slippers for the Blade Master. No Claw, though. On the other side, for the Death Knight and the Lich, we don't see anything spectacular. The Orb is here yet there, and the Destroyer upgrade is coming, and that's where things get serious.
And he's at the middle of the tavern, definitely expecting a Pit Lord right here from the Skeleton. That is, after all, what he always goes for against the SH, and it is, again, the Pit Lord.
True that, Howl of Terror.
Oh, look at this, Skeleton scouting at the laboratory, he's expecting the Zapper play. Heads up, very heads up play from 120.
On the other side, he was scouting this creep as well, but he's not going for it. He wants to find experience on his own. His Lich is still level 1, so no Nova. He's close though, but the big item is gone. It was the Rune Bracers. 1-0 is really afraid of the Zappers, checking it again. Destroyer upgrade is finished.
And more statues coming. Is the Shadowhunter gonna make his way across the map to try to creepjack him here? Doesn't really seem worth it. It's so far away. The big item is already gone. But probably after that we're gonna have a contest at the Natural, at the Gold Mine. And we have the Nova now. There's almost full mana on the DK. And seems like Fly wants to reach around. By the way, no invul on the SH. Might be a liability.
Yeah, he has Rune Braces though, so the nuking potential is lowered. On the other side, he went to the shop and he valued the heal scroll higher than the invul potion. Maybe he's getting it now, but the second rock golem is going to 1-2-0 if he finishes it now, because the Fly is coming. And he's not getting the item, he's not getting the big rock golem.
Interesting. That statue dies no matter what, and he could have gotten the rock on, but he wants to look for the fight right here, right now. Kodo Beast, only one on the battlefield. Of course, a prime target eating the Nova. Right away, the focus comes, but the Speed Scroll and Spirit Link, actually, only Speed Scroll keeps it alive. Only one Destroyer. That is a problem here for him. Scroll of the Beast counters the Howl of Terror. He has used it. He hasn't sold it. Oh my god, the damage on the Pit Lord with the Scroll of the Beast is absolutely crazy. Dispel coming for the Death Knight so that the coil can save him. Another Howl of Terror coming in. This Scroll of the Beast, man, extraordinarily impressive and useful against the Orcish forces, and the Blade Master can just do whatever he wants this fight.
That's true. No disable on him, and no Nova as well. I don't see that much Frost armor. Of course, he wants to save the mana on the Death Knight for coils and stuff, and for the Lich for Nova. All the heroes look pretty damn bad. Pit Lord has to be careful. Lich going down, the Fiend going down, but the Lich might be the next target. Can he finally get rid of the Kodo? Yes, the damage is gone, the damage aura is gone, but the Pit Lord now and Snap Blade Master taking care, but the Fiend arrive in time. Level 2 on the Pit Lord, and it seems like an even fight here, 43 versus 48, but the next Fiend, wow, saving him there. The Lich, though, there is another coil, he's getting it on the Fiend. Was that overexposed? There's an Invo Potion, and he has to use it. Next heal wave is coming in. Walker is still alive. Oh, whoa, looking okay for Fly now, I guess, but he has no Raider anymore, so without End Snare... Wow, that save of the statue!
Whoa,
Holy
balls of
shit.
steel,
Yeah,
man.
A lot of saves, very, very close, even with Burrow or that Morph.
I like the adaptation here of Fly. He goes for the dust, which before he forgot, and that's a mistake you should never do, and more importantly, 3 walkers. He has analyzed the games. 120 loves to snipe the walkers, then there's no more Spirit Link, there's no more Disenchant against his Howl, but this time this is not so easy. There is 3 of them. Getting rid of all of those, very tough to do. But still, he manages to hold on in that fight. He's already in upkeep, and he's deciding to move across the map
That
again.
was massive for 120. That was a 10 food advantage for Fly coming into this one, dodging the End Snare, and immediately going for the Frost Armor. The Death Knight kinda offensively positioned. There is Howl of Terror hitting everything again, but the next Kodo Beast is coming. Who's gonna get the Rock Golem? Oh, stun on the Pit Lord. Will he get it somehow? Okay, what is it? Big mana potion! That is massive! He has to use it, I think. Yes, using the coil on the Lich, but gets the Raider in return, so it was worth it. Lots of Headhunters and Peons coming in. 2 Destroyers reigning supreme for now, but we have a level 4 Blade Master with Critical Strike level 2.
Alright, greater mana has been used, has to be taken advantage of. There comes the coil, but so much damage on the Pit Lord. He is still dropping lower and lower. Statue on the ground, Destroyers up in the air, but so much Orc stuff on the ground. Everything low forward 20, has to retreat again, but luckily for him, well actually there's one End there. What's it gonna fly on? Onto the statue. Burrow trying to dodge, but not successful of course. Blade Master still, he can do whatever he wants. This game has not been touched a single time. He is like a virgin this game. And he's trying to re-engage here, but only a 1 Fiend and 2 Destroyers. Can he really afford to? The mana's dropping low on the Death Knight. He's gonna hit level 4 just at this second. Probably gonna go for some Death Pact. Was very nice for him earlier on. Peon starting to die, but it's only Peons. Not that important. Trying to get rid of the Raider. Missing End Snare would be a big deal. The Kodo Beast also still standing strong, but the Pit Lord in trouble now. And finally, the Blade Master is being attacked. Pit Lord has to be coiled again. The coil arrives in time, but also the Destroyer is surviving for a long while, but now the mana is starting to completely deplete. Oh man, the DK caught out of position, coming the Hex. Where's the Dispel? There it is. Speed Scroll not catching onto the Beastmaster, Blade Master though. Death Pact has been used. He is still up at decent HP, but all the time, man, he has to retreat, has to kite backward, has to heal up.
Indeed, the Blade Master went to the shop, Scroll of Healing being purchased, but the Shadowhunter is out of mana as well. Level 4 and a third for this guy. Blade Master level 4 as well. 49 food for Fly. 120 was constantly rebuilding this unit. That's why he's at 50 food still. It looks like a small army, but the Destroyers are tanking 10 supply here, and the Heroes of course 15, so that's where a lot of the value goes. 4, 2, 2. He needs level 3 on the Lich. Is he taking this risk with the Granite Golem? Yeah, Fly adds a Wyvern. Is there Web? I doubt it. And there's tier 3 for the Orc, of course. A Lightning Orb and no Pocket Expo. And that gives 120 some time to creep up here, but I think not enough time for the Granite Golem, because he scouts that the Orc is coming. Did he find level 3? Oh, he has to get the second Rock Golem, as it seems. This is risky, but if this works... Yeah, it is. Level 3 here.
Fly does not want to give over this Grand Golem. Imagine a Catgus Pipe of Insight. That would be the nightmare for the World Champion. If it goes towards 120, of course, I mean. Alright, this Grand Golem, man, might be not game deciding, but certainly an indicator.
Blade Master has so much damage. Plus 17. Thanks to the Kodo aura, obviously. The Lich really wants this one, but the Blade Master lures around, and there is no dust, right? Where's the DK? Oh, there is dust, but it's on cooldown. Maybe reveal first, but there's nothing near the laboratory. And here comes Fly. He's looking strong. 56 food, mana potion, heal scroll, and that's about it.
The thing is also, the Destroyers can't attack the Grand Golem, so taking it is a bit of a nuisance.
Yeah.
And now he's morphing all his Destroyers. Looks like he's looking for the fight. 60 supply for 120 heading into this.
59 for Fly. He sees the Wyvern. He has to get rid of it immediately. He has Web though. Howl of Terror hits everything again. The Blade Master's damage significantly lowered. First Raider is down. He's not focusing on the Kodo Beast. Coil arrives, saving the Fiend. The damage comes from Headhunters, and he has no solution against that. No Abomination whatsoever, but it's looking good for the Undead in the fight so far. See a Fiend again being saved, but the Pit Lord in trouble. Howl of Terror for the second time hitting a lot, but where's the coil? There it is.
Lich has no more mana for Nova, might want to use it for Frost Armor instead. Spiritling coming in, but so many Destroyers up in the air. 4, he just can't get rid of them. The Kodo Beast being healed up, is it gonna be enough? Seems like it. Going on to the Headhunters instead, only 2 remaining, and then the Destroyers might be an issue. Blade Master, by the way, also in trouble. Heal Wave coming in along with Spiritling. The Rune Bracers, remember, so strong for him this game. The DK in trouble. Where's the Death Pact? Nowhere, because the Invul keeps him alive for now. You reveal being used on the Blade Master. Might there be a possibility for a hero kill? He's healing up his Destroyers, not trying to go for the hero kill. Seems like he can win this fight even against this Blade Master, because now the walks are starting to drop. The Lich in trouble, but saves him again, of course, with the coil, and the Fiend survive as well. The dust comes too late, he can't contest him anymore, and the Undead wins the fight.
Epic fights between the two players here, but in the end 1-2-0 seems to have the upper hand. The Kodo is dead, the Headhunters are falling left, right and center. Flies down with a few units and his heroes. The Pit Lord again being saved by the bell, by the coil, and the Lich here. He has no mana anymore, so that was the final Frost Armor, but the Blade Master's looking weak here. He's looking weak. There is... Oh, he used the mana potion on the SH, trying to get the mana back with the clarity now. Oh my. No expansion for Fly here.
That was a fight of masters. That was like a kung fu movie. The two masters of their respective fighting styles of their respective races battling it out, and 120 comes out on top. That Wyvern choice, was that really worth it? Shouldn't that have been more Raiders? Maybe a Kodo Beast, another one. Maybe more Headhunters. I don't know about this Wyvern, but hey, against that micro, it's tough no matter what you do. And now we have 58 supply for the youngster, for the 120 and Fly, man. Slurping at like 37, trying to scramble together some kind of army. But he can't rely on this Blade Master. He might be level 4, but he only has the Orb and the Slippers of Agility. It's not a super stacked guy.
Yeah, he's back to full health now thanks to the heal wave. The Wyvern being wept immediately, taken out of the fight immediately. There was a big investment. The Raiders catching the Howl of Terror again, as well as the Blade Master. There's no Dispel because there's no Walker. And 1-2-0 is getting rid of one unit after another. Has to be careful about the hero focus though. There is an Invo Potion on the Death Knight. The Lich has one as well. And there's coils for the Pit Lord. They seem to be healthy. Now he's going for... Hex coming in. Backstab. Is it enough? No, it's not. Heal wave on the Blade. Coil for him. The Destroyer shoot kills him. Level 5. GG. 1-2-0 leads the series 1-0.
And he leads with 1-2-0. Did you notice?
Yes.
That's the first time I noticed that. Wow, what a game. That's exactly what I want to see. Micro battle all the way. Those fights were so long, so extended. 120 kiting at one point from his opponent's natural to his main base, basically.
Yes.
And it was so close. Okay, we have to mention here, if he doesn't find that greater mana, how does that fight go?
Really lucky. That was really lucky.
Or if the Blade Master picks up the greater mana and gives it to the Shadow Hunter. How does that game,
Yeah, we mentioned this before.
That was a lucky break.
We mentioned this before at Fly versus Infi. It was also on Amazonia, where it was the one Sasquatch kill at the creep, the one creep steal that turned the game in one direction. This time it was that mana potion here. But my god, what a high level of Warcraft.
Yeah, I think these guys are absolutely deservedly so in the final.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Terrana Stand gonna be the next map, by the way, the choice of Fly, and we saw how he would have liked to go for some zappers, but good scouting, good awareness from 120 made that an impossibility. But this map is even better for zappers, but because usually the Undead is far away from his main base, and it's also a little bit tougher to scout the lab. Is he gonna try to go for some cheese here? Some zappers? Maybe some Some wyverns? Nah, probably not some wyverns. He saw the wyverns were not a good choice.
No, I think he was just. I don't know why he went for that. Maybe he suspected 1-0 not to have web, but he was well aware that there's an option for him to go wyvern. And I think, well, if you don't take out the wyvern, they can do great damage to the statues. But of course, at that point, there was a good amount of destroyers in the air. There was a lich. So, not the correct choice, definitely. But the Pit Lord, man, once again, keeping his win streak up.
Yeah, looks so impressive, but kind of only in the hands of 1-2-0. Because, yeah, nobody makes this work like him. He is really a phenomenon. That is how we have to describe him.
We see it on the recap once again. That fight in the left there, how he was able to keep his heroes alive. Always having a coil when he needs it. Always having a frost armor when he needs it. Always finding the way to move your heroes when you need to evacuate them.
Yeah, there was actually only a single hero kill that game. And that was the Blade Master, and then it was GG called afterwards.
We did a little poll before this game started, the series started. Our audience thinks that 1-0 is going to take it, but it's very close. 53% of the viewers vote for 1-0 and 47% for Fly. And yeah, that's it. It is a series as tight as it can be.
All right. Can Fly catch up? Terrana Stand, his map choice, obviously one of the best orc maps. This one, along with Twisted, I would say the best ones we have. Shit, do we have the bug?
Yep.
That's
have to close again, right?
Not so good, yeah.
Well, of course, I cannot restart my computer at the moment.
Did your Warcraft crap out or NetEase?
Didn't start things, so
no. All right. I mean, if we don't get to join the game directly, we still have the restream.
Yeah.
That's still also very good. So guys, don't worry, we're not gonna miss anything.
Yeah, you can tell them that if I delay stuff, then they can go without me, and we're gonna do the restream. But I'm trying my best, bro.
Okay, they invited me again.
Yeah, I'm coming. I don't know if I can log into NetEase though. Yes, I'm back. I think the Chinese should be used to this right now because we are observing so many Chinese tournaments and Korean tournaments, and this.
I wonder if they get pissed off, or I think they're a little pissed off. We have to really say thank you for all of their work with us, collaboration with us, and patience. Yes. So again, don't click anything when it's loading.
I don't. We have more than 2,600 viewers on the stream at the moment. Thank you very much for watching Warcraft in 2016, and I think the level of the play has never been higher. We see a nice camera angle at the Frostmourne right now. Looking at Fly already, but 1-2-0 is one up. And Fly has to come from... fuck. Ah, no, it's working. It's working. Nice.
All right, we got the countdown. And it is gonna be, as said before, Terrana Stand. Lots of creep camps to take. Lots of ways to get your Blade Master up to level 3. And also a pretty big map, even though it doesn't look that big. It is actually deceivingly big. The TC can definitely find his levels here. Is he gonna go for it? He tried to go for the SH. It seemed like a good choice. He had a good start into the game, man. Remember, he got a Fiend with a Hex, and he forced the Ensnare, almost getting the next Fiend as well. But it wasn't enough. Not against 120. How aggressively is he going to play this? Last game, he was not that aggressive right away. He got level 2 on the Blade Master and kept on creeping. And that seemed to be his choice of play. How's it going to be here? I really, really expect some zappers.
That would be a solution to not win the game in an open fight. This seems to be almost impossible against this young blood, 19 years old. So maybe you have to pull some new strings, to pull some new tricks, and that their zappers might be an option. You know, in the grand final at WCA versus Yaws, he found the solutions with different strategies, with different attempts to Yaws' game. Will this happen again? We'll see about that. And at that very grand final, Yaws was also up. He was up 2-0, right?
No, he was up 1-0.
1-0, alright.
2-0 would be pretty crazy in a best of 5. You mean after the first map win?
Yeah.
I thought just because of coming out of the upper bracket.
No.
Yeah, Yaws was up 2-0. Yes.
Yeah. So and that didn't mind Fly too much, and he still kept on and winning this with adaptation to the play of his opponent. Will this happen again? This is definitely a key to victory for him. Early Fiends again. Death Knight it is. Blade Master on the other side. The usual spiel.
And I look at this undead base, and I'm not sure he can close it off. And if he can't, I'm a little bit sad. Because seriously, this guy is basically perfect. Basically perfect. And then he falters at the base layout. But actually, he might be able to close it with a third ziggurat. I think so. Okay, so not this time. On Amazonia, we saw he was forced into a cancellation of the tier 3, delayed everything for him. Was still enough though to barely edge out the win in the end. Let's see. Blade Master, of course, gonna creep his level 2. Extremely easy on Tyrannos. If you're really lucky, you get slippers plus a nice damage item. And then with the boots of speed as well, you can really keep the undead busy. And at the same time, your Blade Master deals with the undead and your grunts keep on creeping. And then you get level 3 very easy. And the DK usually has a super tough time finding that level himself. That is, of course, why he chose that map after all.
True that. Level 2 for the Blade Master, of course, immediately. And 1-0, starting things with the shop creep.
Yeah, he keeps on switching up his creep routes. I like that. It's gonna take quite a bit of damage here on the DK though, which might become an issue, maybe. But again, Skeleton scouting on point. He knows where his opponent might be coming from. He sees the grunt. Will of course not see the Blade Master thanks to Windwalk. But most of the creeps are gone by the time the Blade Master arrives. But he had to use a lot of mana for these last hits. But lucky for him, he got the replenishment potion.
Indeed, that is the best item he could have hoped for. He has problems healing up at tier 1 because there is no healing for the undead at tier 1 except the blight regen. And now with the reju potion, that is all a little easier for him. But he does not have... Okay, now he has level 2 with a little one here. And now, of course, he has to keep his fiends alive against 2 grunts and the Blade Master. But there is a Nerubian tower to keep things alive, to slow things down, makes it a lot easier to micro. And there's a lot of mana. Okay, there's 2 coils actually, but with the corpses at the graveyard, he will have skeletons, and that is, of course,
a player's forces are under attack.
The solution at the moment for 1-0. We see attack for Fly halfway through already. For 1-0, he's slightly behind thanks to his early fiend build.
And again there, when he was being attacked in the main, by the way, was there a speed scroll? Yes, there was. So he could have tried to go for more, but the patience and the confidence from 120. There were ghouls right next to it, but he's like, do I need my ghouls here to defend? Nah, no problem. I got this. You guys keep on harvesting lumber. Whereas most guys would definitely be pulling their ghouls, but not him. I wouldn't even say that that's the right thing to do. It's just a super confident thing to do, It's just how he plays. He just feels so safe, so secure. He feels like he can trust in his ability to micro and to come out of basically any situation the victor.
Feels like it. But we had this feeling with Fly as well from time to time. Today he seems to be in great shape, but for how long? Will this... it's exhausting, of course, playing the 3rd series today. 1-0, only playing the 2nd one of today. And he had a big break in between these games.
Holy crap. Lun's main base, there's a tier 3 tech before the 2nd hero.
Wow.
What is that?
Expansion early on?
A player's forces are under attack.
I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
Usually there's... I don't know, the value of the 2nd hero is so much, but...
Yeah.
That points towards the Shadow Hunter, I guess?
I got no idea, man.
Because
I'm
he still has
completely-
Hex then, that can do good. But
Also, he doesn't get a Spirit Lodge right here, and of course with the TC you definitely need Spirit Link. He might be delaying it only. So, let's see. His tier 3 is gonna be extremely quick, and there we see the TC still second. This looks really greedy.
Of course, the Orb of Lightning is great. Of course, if you are lucky with the purges, you can get Fiends. And he's doing a good amount of damage here. There's no statue yet. Take some time to get them.
Oh, he crept simultaneously the wizard with his grunts, but the lightning shield got the kill.
Oh boy, a flaw.
Pretty unfortunate.
A flaw in Fly's play. That is rare. That is really rare. And he gets the item as well.
And Skeleton going to scout the main, by the way. Blade Master though might be able to find a kill here on the Fiend. He wants it. He wants it. Is he gonna get it? Yep. Critical strike secures it.
By the way,
bit of a
great,
mistake there.
great play of Fly, expecting the reveal, moving out of range, and securing the kill then.
That was cool. But the Skeleton scouts the main. Sees? You got tier 3, you got a late TC and no Spirit Link. Mate, that's mighty greedy of you. So, the Lich... Oh god. The Lich is blocked into the gold mine. 120, man. Seriously. The base layout is where your mistakes are. It's incredible.
And he has to cut another tree. He has to cut another tree. Of course there's no staffs for the undead. Fly did a little mistake by denying the creep, but this is major.
Maybe he would have still wanted to get level 3 and then apply pressure. But this, the Lich being late, losing the Fiend, which was not really necessary either. Oh, what do we get, Neo? What did we get?
Mana potion on the Torrent Chieftain from the mercenary camp. There's only two big consumables here on the map, and being that lucky with the RNGs, that helps. Fly definitely in the leading position here at the moment, but he had a 10 food advantage in game number 1, 1-2-0, overcame this. And he scouts again. The Taskmaster steal would be massive. He's going for the Fiends here. No Orb of Lightning. The coil saves the Fiend. There's 2 more, so I don't think the Blade Master can do too much. But
it's a Blade Master, man. Level 3 Blade. Before tier 3, very scary. And he gets another Fiend. Very unfortunate bash from the Taskmaster. And by the way, at the same time, he found a Boots of Quel'Thalas, so Lady Luck definitely on Fly's side on this map.
Yeah, and the experience, man. So much experience for the Torrent Chieftain. The damage on the Blade Master will be crazy with the gloves. Oh, the Lich in problems. There is no coil, and the Lich goes down.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Being stuck in his base and now stuck in the altar. That is...
It's a disastrous early game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, kind of the mid game as well. And that's the nature of Tyrannus. Very easy for you to contain the undead, to keep him busy, to find levels despite all of this. So yeah, it's definitely an orc map. We all knew this to start with, but usually doesn't really look that bad. And now, isn't this really fortunate for him? He has a good advantage, and he has tier 3, so he can get the Pocket Expo right away to try to firmly grasp this game with this advantage he has. And that's definitely what I'm expecting here, finding Belt of Giant Strength actually pretty damn good against undead.
Yeah, of course more HP is always great, and a little more damage on the TC as well. Tome of Experience, and that's a level 3.5 TC. Stomping it just because he can. And he has all the cards in his hands. He has the upgrade for the Kodos. He has Kodos out. He's only at 43 food. That's a little flaw here, but of course, man, the Blade Master plus 23 damage. And what can 1-2-0 do against this? His heroes are weaker. 3 and 1. No Destroyer upgrade yet, if I saw that correctly. Or maybe it's finished. Burrow upgrade though. And the Lich... No, the Dark Ranger this time. No Pit Lord. Pit Lord
he's not gonna try to go for the all-in again. Knows that the TC must be level 3 by now. But he's still going for an attack without Frost Nova, man. Ooh, it's gonna be a tough fight. TC hitting level 4 already, but now he's low HP. Might this be an opening?
There's 2 statues here, 1 getting caught. And there is a speed scroll, so we will get away.
And there's no Nova, so there's no way he's killing the TC.
Yeah. Fly is looking tremendous, getting a ghoul here for free. Level 4 on the TC, and so much mana, 390 with the 2 mantles that he found early on.
But even though this is a very, very good early and mid game for Fly, he's still playing heroes without damage mitigation from Spirit Link and without heal. So these guys are always in trouble, and so far he only has 1 invul potion.
But for that, of course, he needs Nova 1-0 for the hero kill. He doesn't have that just yet. The map is almost crept entirely. At least for the big spots. There is fortified burrows, so he can't really go for that. And this looks like the first fight of the game. 56 food versus 50, going for the headhunter, town portal out. The stomp was tremendous. Can he get some crit luck here? Nope.
Interesting.
Forces are under attack.
Maybe going for the tag, seeing, alright, this is not a good timing right now. TPing back, and this should secure him. The Merc camp should give him the Nova, unless Fly is running over right away. But he's not. And he forced Fly to break upkeep, you know? And that makes him way harder, makes it way harder for him to expand with a pocket factory, pocket expansion.
True that.
So, strategically, pretty cool move, gets a lot of stuff done, and only using a TP for it.
This is level 2 for the Lich. This is Nova. He has the destroyers up in the air. No upgrades on the units for Fly. We have 0-1 already. Blade Master is not... He is of course scary, but he will be a lot scarier when he reaches level 4. The little creep spots on the middle of the map for 1-0 now, but not giving the experience solely to the Lich. The Dark Ranger of course needs to level up as well. We have silence against the Stomp and silence against the Windwalk. Is this necessary though? I think Howl of Terror would have been better against this Blade Master. And there we have the Pocket Factory.
I think he really, really has to focus on the heroes, on the TC and on the Blade Master. And then it might be possible for him to win the fight. I mean, you cannot let this TC do what he wants. He's level 4 and he has a greater mana. If you don't deal with him, you can't win the fight. And that's why, look at this, he prioritizes the movement on the TC. He gives the boots to the TC instead of on the Blade Master. He knows the MVP this game is not the first hero.
That's correct. The Storms might hit hard. First Nova in the game and the first Dead Raider. So a little pickups here is what could bring 1-0 back. Experience and having a bigger army. But the expansion is up, the expansion is running. He harasses it to a degree, but the Blade Master is coming in now. 2 destroyers, 3 destroyers up though.
He really doesn't want to lose this shop. If he doesn't get healing potion, this is gonna be tough. Immediately going for the heroes. Where's the silence? It misses! Are you serious? He misses the silence! You can't make that mistake, my friend.
But there's no healing. Invo potion on the TC. Once it's up. Oh, the Blade Master is exposed! And he gets no Windwalk! 7 seconds left. No, there it is. Both heroes are vulnerable again, but they are out of the fight for such a long time. He needs the potions now. Invul and heal as I feel, because there is no Shadow Hunter. As you mentioned, there is no Walker. And 1-0. He is getting the pickups that he needs. He's getting the levels that he needs. Coil again being used. There is another mana potion. And this shop will die. 60 food for the undead. 44 for Fly. Was it a too risky play? Was this overextension? He has still no invul on the Blade Master. Still no healing on the Blade Master. Now he's got it.
Would have been really cool if 120 had been able to steal the invul, but the Blade Master is there in time. Getting the TP now is 120, so he wants to be able to get out of here if the situation should require. But this Expo, is he gonna defend it? It doesn't look like it. He has a little bit more time. Maybe speed scroll. He's moving.
There's no
repair. Is
he
gonna
though.
Be able?
There's no repair. He will get it. 700 gold down the drain for Fly, and he just threw away an amazing early game. Still, the heroes are great for the Orc, and most of the time the Blade Master is turning things around with crazy crits, and if he gets a lot of stomps, there might be an opening to that as well.
He's moving across the map either for zappers or for invul. I would really like the invul move. He really needs more survivability. As I said, when there's no Shadow Hunter, no Spiritling, you just go for the heroes. Because even if they don't die, they're out of the fight. And an Orc army without heroes is very, very easy to beat. Now, 120 finds more levels. Well, no level ups actually, but a little bit more experience. And map is almost entirely crept. Where does Fly go from here?
He is trying to get some skeletons to get that level 4. TC now at the shop. Invo potion for him as well. He knows keeping the heroes alive is the key to a victory. Heal scroll, heal potion. 120 does not want to attack here. He's trying to find another way. Maybe even trying to find more creep spots, but that's gonna be hard. One more remaining, the Murloc spot.
Yeah, this is officially the last one. Is, by the way, going to give the level 4 to the DK, so he can use the Death Pact if Fly wants to try to force him out of a fight with a TP. I imagine at least it's going to be Death Pact.
Yes, it is. One more kill and he has Nova level 2. But the items are pretty damn bad. One Invo potion here, mana potion here, nothing on the DR. So if the Stomps have a great timing, there is a potential hero kill for Fly in this.
He's also quite a bit of money in his bank in 120s. 600 gold. He's going for more upgrades. So would like to take this later. But more and more Berserkers are coming out. And once the piercing damage reaches a critical mass, these destroyers will have a very, very tough time staying alive. But so will the heroes of Fly, most likely.
Blade Master scouting this.
He's silenced!
Silence indeed! And he's slowed. How long does the
There's no
silence
boots!
wear? He is slow because of the boots, exactly. Can he get another coil out? But there's a heal potion, uses it, triggers the coil, getting rid of some mana, but he invested 150 gold into this.
A town is under siege.
Maybe worth it though.
Another
Lot of mana on the undead side gone.
Another expansion for Fly here. With a tower support now, but this is not a pocket expansion, this is not a tiny Great Hall, this will take forever to finish. And yeah, he got a lot of mana, but they're statues.
So many upgrades for 120. Getting armor upgrade now, the 3rd attack upgrade already queued. He is super comfortable taking this into the late game. Seems like he is, feeling very nice and comfortable here. On Tyrannus, the map that he's supposed to lose, especially after that early game. It was so disastrous, but just click on the heroes, man.
When a fight starts, this is like 120 turning on Metamorphosis. Get his micro up in shape. This is just nuts. No heal scroll for the undead. Invo potions though. And a mana potion on the Death Knight, as well as Death Pact. 3 destroyers, a lot of fiends, 67 food for him, 59 for Fly.
Alright, if he can defend here at his expansion, it has been reinforced by one tower and another one soon to come. Maybe he can win this game. But it's gonna be a tough nut to crack.
It's really a lot of headhunters. If he can get rid of the destroyers, it's a major lack of damage. And we see an Invis TC. The first stomp will be perfect no matter what.
When does he want to pull it? Right now. Boom! Pretty much everything has been hit. The Berserkers now need to deal the damage. Lich hitting level 3 in the midst of it. And the tower is helping. This is a good start. TC getting another one. And the invul still available on him. This invisibility paying off in spades. TC coming in again. Boom! Stomp with the speed scroll. DK in a ton of trouble. Death Pact being used. But where's the army, man? Everything has died. This invisibility absolutely massive. But in the end, he does die. Lich has to use the invul to not follow back into the grave to the TC. Dark Ranger also in trouble. Invul using it now, but he only has one coil. Will the coil be ready soon enough? The Deep Blade Master also in trouble. Healing potion has to be used. Nova. When is there another coil? We have the silence and the coil, and both heroes are gone. And the army might be big, but without heroes, is it gonna matter? Doesn't look like it. Fly has to retreat.
And there's actually a food advantage for 120. He's getting the Kodo Beast as well. The Fiend is freed and he saves it with the Burrow. That is just tremendous. The levels of the undead heroes are rising and rising and rising. He gets rid of the tower finally. It's only headhunters It's only headhunters. No end snare. No. Okay, there's one end snare. What's it worth? Can he pick him up one after another? The Orb of Corruption and the Air Bomb. They're doing an amazing job. 4-1-2-0. It's just incredible. It's just incredible. And he kills one unit after another. The expansion will be dead after a while as well. He's not going to the tavern to revive his heroes. He has to get him. Oh, there he is actually. Blade Master being bought back, but not the TC. There he is in the altar halfway through.
And the gold mines just expired. And when this expo is gone, there's no more income for Fly. Of course, not really for 120 either, but he can still sell
he
stuff.
gets the Dark Ranger. What's he doing with the DR? Is there still a way to save her? No, there's not. 183 critical strike. No silence anymore, and he gets another destroyer. That call saves him, but there's so much purge. Level 5 on the Blade Master's comeback from Fly enabled. Will he get a purge on that Death Knight? There is an Invu potion though. No hacks obviously, so the Invu will help him. No Death Pact saves him again. Can he get the kill somehow? No mana on the Lich, and there is 2 more coils here. Backstab again. Invu potion this time. Oh boy, this is on a knife's edge, and it's the knife of the Blade Master. Will he be able to use it any further or not?
Holy Christ, what was the Dark Ranger doing? And now with the TC being back, I think he's gonna be driven away, and the Expo is still alive. 120. Throw of the tournament, maybe. TC coming in. Invul still in his inventory. Or is it the one passed over? I don't know. He's going for the Death Knight immediately. Actually, it's gonna be the Lich. There's no Invul on him. Is there a coil? Yes, there is. Only 1 coil remaining. After that, the Blade Master is going crazy this fight.
The block of the Grunt was great as well. Backstab is coming. The Coilerism time though, that was the last one. He has a town portal. He might have to force it. Heal Scroll being used by the Orc. Looking healthy. Blade Master's going for the hunt on the Lich. He has a Frost Armor though, but there's backstab. Level up on the Lich. Saves him to a degree. Blocking with some statues. Blocking here. Nova on the TC. Invo Potion though. The Lich. He gets the town portal. My god. It's amazing. He saves the hero here. Michael Flatley, the Torrent Chieftain, stays alive as well, but the Expo is up and the Expo is running, and that will be key to victory for Fly. 31 food versus 46 though. He will get one more shot.
One opportunity. Mom spaghetti, everybody. Is he gonna be able to do it? That Dark Ranger positioning again, overconfidence, getting the better of 120. Honestly, he should have had that game won. The Fiends are now moving out. Guy, what are you doing to my heart? Blade Master finds him. Doesn't have a dust, but reveal is not far off. But the supply is very low. We have to keep that in mind. The Blade Master is crazy. So is the TC. But there's only really 1 invul he can afford at the moment. And the Dark Ranger soon to be back. But also no Destroyer in the air anymore. Well, I guess Destroyers are not really that useful here in this scenario right now. But the Blade Master, man. Boots of Quathalas and the Clubs of Haste. Look at that guy go.
Yeah, but look at Lich and Death Knight go. He scares him away. There is 1 Nova. Okay, with the potion it's actually 3 coils, and the statues of course they regen as well. Level 4 on the Lich, almost level 5 on the Death Knight. There is 1 Invu potion and the Invis again. Will this be the opening? It worked great in the first fight that happened here. Expansion. Oh, he traps the Death Knight! Amazing play by Fly. Here he goes. There's nothing in range for Death Pact. There is actually. And he gets the Kodo Beast, but for how long? Level 5 on the DK. Silence on everything. No more Stomp. But how are you supposed to get the Death Knight out? You are not! And that's the demise. Level 5 on the TC. DK dead. No more healing. And he goes, of course, for the next hero in line. 190 critical strike. GG! What a game again! 24 minutes of awesomeness, and Fly standing strong as the winner at the end, equalizing the series.
Oh man. 120, is this his first time to really feel the pressure, to really be crumbling, to really start to underperform? Because the Dark Ranger loss, that gave a Fly way back into the game, and then positioning his DK exactly in the one spot where he can be surrounded. I mean, it was still done marvelously by Fly, but 120 showing some mistakes here that we're not used to seeing. That kind of shakes me here.
Yes.
This is not what I was expecting. I was expecting perfect play from him. I mean, the early game goes horrendously. Then he comes back, though, in amazing fashion. And then he gives it all over again.
Definitely mistakes in the play, but this was supposed to be Fly's best map. He took it, yeah, but that was hard for him. That was really hard. 3,000 viewers are watching this, by the way, right now. If we combine the Korean streams and the Russian stream, we are at 6,500 viewers for a Warcraft game.
And if ever a Warcraft game deserved it, was that one, man. So tense, so exciting. By the way, also, that first fight, 121, he won it, yeah. But there were a few mistakes there. The silence to start off the fight with the TC hitting the amazing stomps. And the Blade Master, you remember, ran away with like 10 HP. Even though there was a dust on the DK, he should have used it. He should have gotten the kill. So even though that first fight was won, all still could have been done better by 120. So is he starting to struggle here?
The next map, though, is Turtle Rock.
Interestingly, 120 choosing this one. He got crushed by Fly yesterday here.
Yeah. He seeks for revenge for this, I guess. He wants to show that, okay, TR is the Undead's home base, and I will show you how good I can be on this map.
And there we just saw it again, the Dark Ranger being all on her own, running into a surround. I can't believe it, man. Oh boy. What a series. All right, 2 maps have been played. We are now at a 1-1.
And we are down to a fresh set of best of 3s. Of course, with some maps out, but that's it. Who wins 2 more maps takes home Frostmourne. And $6,000.
And also a lot of admiration from the community. And from us as well. And of course, back to Warcraft, admiration is the most important kind there is.
See the final moments of the game here. Oh no, that was actually the second last go. But yeah. And then we're good to go. A little break for the players, of course.
Yeah, man, that was an exhausting game. That was very micro-intensive. Very stressful as well, with all the heroes almost dying. And there we see it, the DK going towards the expansion, parking himself into a surround.
Yeah, but once again, the invisible potion on the TC.
Yeah, that is really big, man. Maybe he should consider adding a shade. Of course, that's a lot of lumber. Don't really know if he has the luxury to go for something like that.
Okay, players seem to be ready. Let's hope that we don't get the bug again. I'm not moving anything. Yeah.
It didn't work for me.
Oh, it worked for me. A little late though, but it worked.
Oh.
You're
Super
in?
delayed. Yeah, I think so.
Nice. All right.
Okay, we saw this yesterday already. These 2 players on this very map. And that was the most impressive ground control we've basically ever seen, especially in this tournament. And one specialty here, close position, can be the case. And that's exactly what we're seeing.
That's absolutely correct.
Now, when you play on ladder and you're not a very good undead like myself, you can get very frustrated with this situation, because if the orc decides to do so, he can cancel your second ziggurat for so long. But usually Fly really doesn't want to go for that. Fly wants his level 2. He especially wants the focus creep, I think, with the Ogre Magi in the middle, giving you a big ward, an important ward, and maybe a big item as well. Or is he maybe going a little bit more aggressively here? Well, actually, he has the one position where he can put the ziggurat in such a space where it would actually survive. So, a little bit lucky here for 120, I guess, if we see early aggression. But again, I think Focus, he has really been prioritizing his Blade Master development. Definitely wants to get into level 2. Definitely wants to get the boots to speed. And then he goes on the aggressive.
Yeah, hopefully for all of us, this game is not as one-sided as it was yesterday, but it was a showcase of the strength of Fly. Will this happen again? That's the question. He's going for the early fiends again, late hero. So the Death Knight will spawn a little later. So Fly's creep route, what do you think? Green spot shop or something?
I think
Is he going
Focus,
for the orange?
the Ogre first, and then the little turtles, and then level 2,
Yeah,
and then
so
aggression.
The other way around, yeah, true that.
And with them being close position, it's really hard for the undead to find safe camps to creep. So that does open up a lot of potential for some early Fiend snipes. Of course, he wants to get the grunts in between the Fiend and their main base. He wants to block the Fiends, and then the Blade Master chops them down over time.
That will work pretty well. Or did 120 analyze his games and saw what went wrong? He's going for the orange spot first, for the claw.
Okay, so I'm not going for the early wards. Of course, this gives you more experience more quickly. You don't have to heal up as much, you don't lose as much time. Unfortunately for him, he gets the one bad item for his first hero, and looks like 120 going for the same creep route again, where he got so shreked. Confident player, I keep telling you. Sometimes it's a little too much, but other times it works out.
And maybe he thinks, okay, you caught me yesterday, what are the odds that it happened twice? Or that you expect me to do it twice after what happened yesterday. So a little mind games going on here as well. And yeah. There it is. Skull being used. You don't see it, but it's working.
Gonna invest a lot of mana into these last hits. So these fiends will be in even more trouble if the grunts are coming. And look at where they're going. Immediately over. He gets the ward, gets the item, gets everything. Oh, and nice. A pendant of energy. But now the fiend's in trouble. There is no unholy aura here. And there is, well, thanks to the pendant actually, still 2 coils remaining. Soon to be 3. Gets the next item as well. But how good is the grunt blocks gonna be?
Here we go. First fiend being called. There's only 2 more with cooldown and mana regen. So far it's okay, but Fly is blocking tremendously again. How long can he keep this up? I think one fiend has been freed. Yeah, he's not nicely splitting them, so they cannot be blocked. Oh, well, this one can. But nice. Counter block by the skeleton. Tremendous play by both again.
Lots of mana on the Blade Master though. Is he gonna commit to Windwalks and mana to try to get the kills? He sees there's only 1 coil available in a few seconds right now, and he does not want to invest the mana. He could have definitely gotten a kill here, but he values his mana higher.
So very close to level 2 is the Death Knight. Great items he has found. And the Blade Master did not get too much out of this early game yet. Still the opportunity though. He lost the ghoul maybe? Oh no, he's rebuilding it just. And he pulled the ghouls this time, not like on Tarina stand, where he defended this push without the ghouls. Crit after a backstab, and okay, coil still safe. But that was the final coil.
Exactly, he has to be very careful now. I mean, he's obviously gonna get one of those turtles, at least he should. That will give him level 2. But where does he go afterwards? It's gonna be very tough. Blade Master doesn't have the boots yet, and he's making a change here. He's being even more aggressive, you know? He doesn't get the circlet, he doesn't get the boots, level 2, and then here we go with a few grunts. Steals the turtles, and is gonna be able to take the ogres to the left with the trolls. And yeah, where does 120 find his experience? And that's why many times the undead see this map as difficult against Orc. There's very few camps to safely take, so I'm surprised he chose it. Of course, if you get to the late game, there's lots of amazing camps to take for you, but getting there on good footing, that's the issue. It's harassing with skeletons now in Fly's main, also scouting in the same with the same purpose.
Yeah, and he sees, alright, this is an entire different game than it was on Trina's stand. This is not a fast tier 3 tech. This is not skipping the lodge. This is late tech and Beastery and Spirit Lodge. So Raider Walker, this time he can dispel everything.
Yeah, I feel this is the most solid strategy. SH, Raider, Walker, and tier 3. It kind of gives you a little bit of everything, but not the best in any regard either. So it's not like you're super extremely powerful on tier 2, but you still have the tier 3 fallback, but you also don't have the super strong late game with a TC. So it gives you a little bit of everything. And I think that's a good choice to go for.
Now we have some time for 1-2-0 to get more experience. Blade Master's creeping with the grunts. Not sharing experience here with the Shadow Hunter. So that's gonna be a little delayed. Good thing for 1-2-0 now is, of course, they're spawning next to each other, so it's not that easy for Fly to creep the next red spot.
But look how confident he is again. He knows the SH is coming out. He might be running into an SH coming with double speed scroll, and that's in his inventory. He could definitely be losing a Fiend, at least a Town Portal, but he's taking that risk. And he's not getting punished again.
No, Scroll of the Beast though, as this, the item Fly is going for the consumables as well. That's gonna be level 3. And wow, that grunt save with 7 HP, my lord. And then he's free to reign. Then he can roam around. Then he can try to find the kills with Windwalk level 2. And this is risky.
Yeah, he has to TP out if he gets found here. Blade Master goes to the wrong camp first. This might give the DK the time for level 3. Yes, it will. And he has to use a coil and get out of there immediately. There's no way he can take this fight nicely, hexing the DK, so he can't use the coil. How many Fiends is he gonna lose? Most certainly one. There's no boots on the Blade Master, by the way. So this makes things a little more difficult. But there's Scroll of Speed. One Fiend dead. Second Fiend dead. Third Fiend hexed will be falling as well. Probably here is the surround. Not quite, actually. But now the DK in trouble. Oh, very nicely switching this around. Spirit Link, is it gonna be quick enough? Not quite, but the Hex might secure the kill. The TP is not possible. Is he gonna use it? Yes.
But there's the Windwalk Blade Master. Can he get the potion fast enough? No, he can't! He falls off the goat, but there is a counter surround. No Town Portal for Fly, no mana anymore. But can he keep it close with the grunt? Nah, he cannot. He cannot, there's no Nova, he saves the Fiends for once, can he get another surround? He blocks quite well, and Invo Potion, 7 seconds, 10 seconds actually. And that should be it. That should be the save of the Blade Master here for Fly.
He himself is running during this great Ruinwall. How many Fiends is he going to be able to pick off? One more. That is Heal Wave. Has healing here for the Blade. Is he still going to die? He needs to get the surround. I think 120 really needs the surround. Is he going to be able to, though? No, he's not. And he doesn't get the Walker either because of Ethereal form. Tyrannos stand was bad. This is a disaster.
Just like yesterday, Turtle Rock seems not to be the place for the undead anymore. He gets the Raider, yes. He gets a grunt, yes. But what's it worth? Level 2 it is for the Lich. He has Nova now. But keeping that Blade Master alive was absolutely amazing. But of course, he was a little lucky with the Invo Potion. But he used it at the perfect timing on top of the heal self. And then, of course, level 2 for the Shadow Hunter hits at the exactly correct point to be able to provide him with Heal Wave.
Alright, seems like Fly is shifting gears here a little bit, though. He's healing up right now. Skeleton, by the way, again here. If he gets this last hit, that would be hilarious. But, yeah, Fly's not gonna let this happen. Gets the turtle, finding the Scroll of the Beast. We saw it be very effective on Amazonia. Maybe gonna keep it again. Of course, the gold is also nice.
A player's forces are under attack.
Still 34 food for the undead. He was able to turn a horrible opening of TS almost around, but lost it in the end. This time, does it look even worse?
I would say yes. Especially considering the late game, because there is heal, there is damage mitigation. It's not like you have this easy solution, which is, alright, I get rid of your heroes, I can have a disadvantage, it doesn't matter. This time the Blade Master will be way safer. Will be able to be used, maybe some would say abused way more.
Second shop for Fly. Gets the Talisman of Evasion. Could think about keeping it with all the Fiend shots and stuff. There's a good percentage of dodging here. And the Vision on the upper right. Level 3. The
Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger against the Shadow Hunter second. With Dark Arrow first. So this is no Dark Ranger capable of fighting. This is a Dark Ranger designed for creeping.
And there's not too much big spots left there. Only of course the 2 red spots in the bottom. Fly is getting the red spot at the top of the turtle, at the head of the turtle. And it is for him claws plus 12. Wow.
It's the first big one he finds though, we have to say.
Yep.
And also no boots of speed on him, making him slower, making him more vulnerable. Skeletons are on their way to scout this tiny Great Hall, by the way. But already Fly, with a lot of resources, is gonna start production very, very soon. As on the other side of the map, 120 keeps on creeping. Is hoping for something big like a Zoe mask here. And gets the Robe of the Magi. Also very nice. He has a level 3 Lich already. Will have a level 4 DK very soon. And maybe a level 2 Dark Ranger to go with that. But what is up with his big trump card? What is up with his Pit Lord? We're not going to be seeing him this game.
Yeah, no Hall of Terror. Dark Ranger initiated the loss on Terina's stand with being completely out of position, caught off guard, and killed. And she's no level 2, will be at level 2 here, so finally she has silence. In the meantime, Fly is creeping the last red spot on the map, the last big creep spot on the map, and he gets rewarded with Boots of Quel'Thalas. That is so much damage on the Blade Master, and you would love to have Hall of Terror now.
Speed Scroll being dispelled by the Destroyer, and the Coda would be a nice pickoff to start this fight. Blade Master coming in, doesn't have the Quel'Thalas boots just yet. Will he be able to get in range of the Coda? The Lich is too far behind. Of course, he has the Nova. This is a nice choke that 120 finds himself in, but 120 retreats to his base, to his expansion. He has a Wind Rider again. Don't know if we have Web this time around. We certainly do not have Berserkers just yet. These Headhunters are still very vulnerable.
210 critical strikes already. Death Knight has to be careful. First Wyvern again. Does he have Web this time as well? I doubt it. Raider being saved by Fly with that heal wave. Nice. He wants to get them out of the fight as fast as possible, but Fly has all the correct micro answers so far that he does not lose his units.
Very strong Disenchant against the Silence coming out extremely quickly. Now DK in trouble. Of course, Death Pact is available. When's he gonna use it? The Silence! The Hex, I mean, comes in! Here comes a Dispel from him! And the Death Pact just in time. Jesus Christ, these guys microing absolutely perfectly at the moment. There's the Dust of Appearance. The Fiend gets coiled, of course, before she falls. But the critical strike, 207, will make her die in the end. The Kodo Beast on 9 HP, just barely surviving this. And finally, here we do have Web. Now the Wind Rider's way less powerful. Coil again, saving a Fiend. Kodo Beast, pretty greedy, getting the Devourer but dying immediately. Level 5 now on the Blade. Look for the criticals. Next reveal coming in as well. Level 4 for the Lich. But the Blade Master, how can he deal with him?
I don't know, man. There's not much mana left on the Lich. No more Nova. He's losing one Fiend after another. Still, the Boots of Quel'Thalas are on the Shadow Hunter, not on the Blade Master. Can he get a kill here somehow? There is another coil, but Windwalk being used here, and there's an Invu Potion. Getting another pickup with the Wind Rider. Fly bought 3 Wyvern here and lost them all. It took him some time, but he lost them all. 39 food versus 44. Blade Master has to be careful. Level 4 brought him the amount of mana that he needs for a Nova, and Fly is retreating from his own expansion for now.
And now he has Dark Ritual to use on all these skeletons. Or did he skill Frost Armor level 2? I think that would be a colossal mistake. This would provide so much mana for the Lich, and I think he got Frost Armor. Otherwise he would have started using the Devour ability most likely. Or maybe he wants the normal damage against the buildings. I don't know. Fly is coming in again though, and a statue will be caught out. End snare, backstab, almost instantly falling. Blade Master though a little bit low, and the SH not that much mana, but a mana potion in his inventory.
It's looking promising here again. He's going for the Blade Master, losing quite a few HP, but the Death Knight as well, being ensnared and focusing, switches to the Fiend, but the coil timing being cancelled this time by a critical strike, and not even Burrow can do anything against this until now. Invu Potion being triggered. There is two more heal waves most likely, but this is the timing for 120 to get away. But he's still fighting toe-to-toe.
A player's forces are
But he's starting to fall behind in supply, and that's of course not what you want against this expansion, especially. What's he doing in his main? Nothing special. Fiend statues coming, but he has to fight sooner rather than later. This Blade Master is starting to become a real problem, and now level 3 heal wave for the level 5 SH. DK also caught out way in front, and now everything is starting to drop low for the Undead. He is looking at a lot of trouble.
Against the expansion, he just cannot afford to run away, but he has to. Only a town portal, once again dodging this so beautifully. But this takes some time, and this time the coil misses for the second time actually. And here comes the Hex. Backstab, crit maybe. It's enough, it's enough, it's enough. GG. And Fly, after being down 1-0, is all out of nowhere up 2-1 and has championship points.
Exactly. Match point. Next map will be the win for him if he takes it. It's still 120's map choice though. The first map choice of Turtle Rock seemed really weird because, well, we got a good showcasing of it there. Very tough to find experience, especially to find safe experience. He took a lot of risks in the mid-game. He didn't get punished for the first camp, but for the second one he most certainly did. And honestly, he was in such a terrible position after that. But how well he was able to fight back, again, so impressive. This guy, what he pulls off with his micro is a little bit out of this world. But I think he shouldn't be so greedy in the mid game against Fly. It seems like it doesn't work. If he takes those massive losses, he can definitely lose, especially if there is the Spirit Walkers. I feel like they are the key here for Fly. Don't go TC without Walkers, man. You're just gonna die. I mean, he won Tyranna stand, but let's be honest. That was more because of 120's mistake.
Fly still seems to be the only guy who can hang with 120 in a battle. And he made it work so far. The next map is Twisted Meadows.
I can't believe that. He chooses Twisted Meadows?
He made it work yesterday.
Alright, what we saw from him yesterday was, interestingly enough, not trying to go for too much harassment with the Tedbio, but instead creeping himself. But if Fly thinks back on this, then he's just going to abuse the fact that he can creep way faster and might lead to very powerful Blade Master once again. But then again, maybe double psychology tricks. Maybe 120 is one step ahead here. But yeah, this map is a very unusual choice for an under to pick.
But he is, of course, a very unusual player. We have a new subscription, by the way, by... what was his name? I've lost track. By Get Gypped. Thank you very much for that. You see the highlights here, man. There are so many highlights in this. This is such a beautiful, beautiful matchup, and both players show what the races are capable of. Yesterday, 1-0 was down 1-0 at the start of the best of 3. Now, he has to win 2 games in a row again. And actually, the first map yesterday was TR. He lost that. Then came Twisted. He won that. And then there's Ancient Isle, right? Or was it yesterday?
Oh, man. No, it was Amazonia. Twisted was the last map.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, true. But he won Amazonia and then Twisted as well with this tower push. Will this work again? 1-0 is taking a lot of time joining the game here. But of course he has all the time in the world.
You think he's gonna go for Shadowhunter again? I mean, Twisted is the perfect TC map, but the TC almost cost him turn stand. That's my view, at least.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yesterday was a weird game. I think TC will work greatly in a normal game. And then we saw the beauty of the Invis potion on the TC. Of course, also possible here on Twisted. So why not?
What's going through his head right now? 120. He has been punished really hard here by Fly 2 times in a row. He had the confidence to be like, you know what, you destroyed me on Turtle Rock, but it doesn't matter. I know what to do this time. And it looked different, but the ownage just came a little bit later. He was still really heavily beaten down in the mid-game. And Twisted Meadows is a map where that can happen as well, because again, the same issues apply. Very hard to safely find experience for your DK. Whereas for the Blade Master, with all the nulls that he can take early with his grunts, is usually fairly easy for him.
Usually. I think we cannot apply this to 1-0, but here he is in game. I think he went for a little break here, at least Fly stating something like WC here. So, yeah. Maybe releasing some pressure before the most important game maybe of 1-0's career. So much money on the line, so much honor on the line. Yeah, Walker starts for me. How's it for you?
Okay, yeah, so as well. Thank
Right.
Jesus.
Championship points for the Orc. In December, he was successful in Yinchuan. Is he successful in June in Shanghai? We're about to see it. Will he get Frostmourne? A Blade Master with Frostmourne could be the end of this tournament here. Or the Undead comes back into this. We're about to see here on Twisted Meadows.
Alright then, so the first time this series at least, we see 120 switching up his build order, and that's of course very, very standard in today's meta game on Twisted Meadows. As I said before, hard here to find experience, and when you go Fiends, you are really forced to find experience. You can't really harass your opponent. With the early DK, you are able to do so. How much is he going to be able to slow down the Blade Master? How much is he able to find himself on the map with the limited amount of damage that he's going to have without the early Fiends? That's the question. That's going to dictate much of the game. And yeah, I mean, it's not going to decide the game because we saw so many turnarounds already. Especially on Tyrannus, of
Yes.
course.
There's
So
always the chance for the Undead to out-micro Fly. I think we saw enough proof of that.
yeah, there is the chance, but when you're behind 25 supply, then the chance is really, really, really low. So you want to be in an okay position.
True. We saw good items for Fly on TR. Will he have the lucky drops again? Claws plus 12 was of course great. Boots of Quiltalas was great. But you can't say that 1-0 was unhappy either with his drops. Okay, the scouts are coming. Acolyte and Peon scouting across the map.
Blade Master is going to try to avoid the DK here as much as humanly possible, or I guess orcishly possible. He oftentimes tries to go for the Tome of Experience gamble at the Merchant because it's really hard for the DK to punish that, can't walk in there to harass, he's going to cop a lot of damage himself. And obviously, we all know, no healing for Undead on tier 1. And yeah, going for the little Trapper here right away. DK should not be in time to try to steal the last hit. No, it's going to be too late. Scout somewhere else, in fact. Is it going to be? Nope, no Tome of Experience, we have the Intelligence Tome instead.
Yeah, it's a little more mana to his sleeve, and that is quite okay. But of course, he was gambling for the Tome of Experience. Very early level 2 is a lot more damage, and that helps, of course. Mentioned this yesterday where he was not going for it. But thanks to the starting position, this is a good opening combined with the green slots. And yeah, 1-0 having problems finding Fly. He's distracting with the Grunt, creeping with his Blade Master alone. Now the Acolyte fights him.
Tries to get the last hit, but Blade Master has a little bit more damage than the Acolyte. So we'll go over to the York player getting the experience as well, and every little bit of experience here is valuable for him. So the first camp was given over to the Orc, but it's a small one, you know, small camp, only the Trapper on the other. So 140 experience for him. Is 120 going to try to continue harassing, or will he try to find some experience himself? He's still scouting across the map, skeletons spread out everywhere. Not everywhere, but in many spaces. Sees that the boots are still available. Maybe Fly trying to trick him here somewhat. And the grunts are going way to the north. And the first fiend hits the battlefield. Tech comparison, by the way. Ahead for the undead player. Is this going to be mercenaries pull? Whoa! He gets mercenaries against undead.
Wow.
What is going on here?
Very early Berserker. I think he would be going for Shadow Priest to dispel the skeletons, but no, it's just for the damage, which is not that high because it's medium armor here. Oh, and a surround on the rock golem. Can he get the last hit this time?
Oh man, it'd be so hard to do it with a fiend last hit. Doesn't get it now.
The projectile is so slow, so it is really hard, and he gets rewarded with one of the perfect drops here. Big invul potion and the slippers, getting rid of a critter here because he was blocking him. That is a nice creep route from Fly that he shows us here.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. Going for the rock golem because, guess what? Can't be coiled. Your chances of getting that super low. And now level 2 already for the blade, having a decent early game army here. 2 grunts, a berserker, and now, oh, 120, man, for the first time, completely out of position. And maybe Fly gonna be able to take the nulls here because of this.
In GCS, in January, 1-0 took the first map, and then then Infi rolled over him and defeated him 3-1. Will this happen again? We're about to see. Last hit maybe? Nope. 1.5 levels, but it's time, of course, to cut the fiends down.
No unholy aura, and there's boots on the blade, and the grunts, look at where they're going. They're already reaching around. How many fiends is he going to be able to get? Trying to block with his own fiends against the blade, but that guy damn quick. Oh, and the block is there in time.
But there is 2 more coils here, and the base is quite near. So there was one. Oh, the block is tremendous. The block is amazing. And the damage is coming with a critical, and the coil is not ready in time. The mana wasn't enough, the regen, but can he get a grunt instead of that? Oh. He uses the final coil. He knows that he can micro his fiends that well that he cannot that he has not used to that he doesn't have to use the coil on his fiends, and now he might get the second grunt here, and that would mean level 3 most likely. But
there's no unholy aura though, so very tough to get. Has to outrun the block to the left and is able to. So I guess he's gonna be able to get the kill. Blade Master looking for the deny, gets it, but still grunt dies. So 2 grunts for a fiend with no experience being given over for the second grunt, kind of even. Oh, but now the second fiend might be dying.
Oh,
never mind.
Right on time with the frost armor. Gets the crit in return, but no.
He gets the TC again, and he gets the TC fast tier 3 and no spirit lodge.
Again, wow.
So greedy.
Maybe he felt, okay, I got this fiend, and I feel comfortable with this.
The thing is, of course, Twisted Meadows, a huge map, so the likelihood of 120 finding him not too high, but look at where the skeleton's going.
Skeleton's scouting it immediately.
Yeah, so he knows where he is now. Question is, does he want to be aggressive or not? He has level 2 now for the DK, but that guy is very low, and he sees there is a speed scroll in the inventory of the Orc, plus a stomp soon. So I guess the TC will not be punished just yet, of course, with the Ted BO, his mid-game presence on tier 2 a little bit weaker.
Playmaster once again finding the right position, going for the steal. Almost level 3 here. He needs the experience so badly. Tomb of Experience would be amazing for 1-0, but don't kill it here because then the Blade Master would be able to steal it. He does so. Coil saves it for this little trapper dude.
And they're really fighting for the experience.
Tomb of Agility
Tom goes towards
the Blade Master.
towards him again, yeah.
It's a little more damage, but he cannot get the Warlord, or does he? He's buying so much time here. Going for the kill. Oh, he steals it! Belt of Giant Strength. He didn't get the experience, so no level 3. And a level 2 on the Lich, though. But that is 200 gold for him. That he just got for basically free. Sobi Mask on the TC. Big healing, big invul.
Oh, and he's going for triple hero this game. SH has been started in the Orc base. Of course, the thing about Twisted Meadows, so many creep camps, many of them medium to big size, so lots of experience. So you can get the SH to level 3, you can finally have some healing, even if you go for the TC second without walkers.
1-0 is going for the Pit Lord, and I feel if you face 3 Orc heroes, you need silence against Hex, Spirit, Heal Wave, and Stomp. He does not have this here.
Yeah, I don't know about the Pit Lord choice this game. I liked it before against the TC, when he knew that the TC was under-leveled, and when he was in a good position with good levels on his side, but he's not even level 3 Death Knight yet. He's level 2 Lich, okay, but... Oh man, this is gonna be very tough to deal with the TC in the late game. I guess he has to focus him out immediately.
Staff of Silence would be an answer here now.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
Also, not a bad item for him. Pendant of Mana. On the other side, TC with Stomp again. Has so much mana regen, he can use it. Ooh.
This might be a bit of a creep jack here, but there is Scroll of Speed. Do we have a Destroyer? No, we don't, but the upgrade should be done. What's he gonna be able to get out of this? There's a Raider ensnared to the top, which will most likely fall, yeah. But that seems to be all that he's going to be able to get. Level 3 only now for the DK, but still the Pendant of Mana in his inventory. First Stomp hitting very nicely. Statue down immediately. Where are the Destroyers? Not a single one up in the air. He should have the upgrade, but he doesn't get the Destroyers. Of course, there's no Spirit Link here, but the thing about statues is they can't be coiled. So most likely they will fall very quickly.
And of course he needs the damage against the Kodo Beasts. Now the Blade Master has only one Windwalk, will get away though, has a big... Oh, the Stomp again! First time Destroyer out now. Level 3 on the Blade Master though, with the Orb of Lightning, is kind of exposed, gets the focus, gets the Windwalk. And still the Invo Potion not triggered. Howl of Terror on all the units here, and 1-0 wants to be aggressive. He wants to keep the heroes low. Can he get something out of this? Ensnare, of course, very helpful. Pendant of Mana is also helpful. Getting a critical strike for 1-3-2 here. Stomp again being beautifully done. Now the Torrent Chieftain in the middle of everything. How much can 1-0 save here?
This is the last Destroyer here, and everything is starting to fall to bits. The coil arrives too late. We only very rarely see this. The Blade Master invul and healing up at the same time, getting unit after unit. 42 supply only remaining for the Undead. The Lich now in trouble. Coil saves him for now. What's he gonna focus on? The Raider is low, but he doesn't have much damage output anymore at all. The Lich in trouble, backstab, and he dies. Second hero falls. DK was stomped, stunned. No chance to get out there. Now here comes the Hex. Is he gonna fall as well? Is the first hero dying? Yes, he is, and that is the GG. We have our champion. It is Fly taking home the next title.
Again, after WCA, look at the relief, look at the emotion. He cannot believe it. He overcame the best Undead. He made it happen. Coming from the loser bracket, we see shaking hands here. Again, it is Fly beating yours at WCA, beating the Undead at GCS. And there he is next to Frostmourne. He wants it immediately. And he takes it. He owns it. He deserves it.
Absolutely. Very strong play from him throughout this entire tournament. His consistency has always been his strongest problem. He himself, his mind has been his biggest enemy. but it seems like he finally overcame this at WCA half a year ago, and now again he is wielding the trophy, and a pretty damn cool trophy here, the Frostmourne sword. 120, the second place, still a great accomplishment in the grand final. Maybe a little bit underperforming, but let's not take anything away from Fly, especially the invisibility potions on the TC, something I have never seen before. And yeah, great play coming out of the Orc Powerhouse.
He had the answers this time. He lost yesterday, and he didn't seem to stand a chance at map number 3. But yeah, the fast tech paid off. Triple hero here on TM. The maps were good. And yeah, of course, he's speaking in Chinese here, so we don't understand anything. But this is not a winner like Infi. He really seemed relieved. He really seemed happy about this win. Well, Infi last year, he took the trophy, said a few words, didn't show any emotion. And yeah, it once again, as long as Infi is out of the tournament, Fly wins it. This time, he beat Infi.
Yeah, so maybe would have been able to do so in the grand final as well. But yeah, guess turns out my prediction was right and yours was wrong. So you owe Corrupt $10, bro.
Yep, that's true. We are 2-2 in bets now.
All right, this concludes a great tournament. Hopefully you guys have been able to watch many of the games. There were amazing plays coming out of many different players, especially Moon's games once again were quite the sight to behold. If you missed them, if you want to catch up with them, if you want to see them again, go over to our YouTube, youtube.com/backtowarcraft, where many of the games of this tournament have already been uploaded, and we will also be uploading the rest of them. I can only say a draw on Echo Isles. Have you ever seen that one?
Yes, indeed.
That happened here at GCS.
That's the conclusion on the Chinese stream. They show the intro, which is now the outro. So one last time for the GCS. You see us here in our living rooms. It's been amazing 2 weeks. We had more than 3,000 viewers here today. Warcraft 3, the Gold Championship Series, gathered, had a nice fellowship. You followed us through the tournament. 1,000 viewers in the group stages. We saw the story of Foggy at his first tournament, eliminating Lin. Let's not forget about that. It's quite some time ago, but let's not forget about that. He wasn't that lucky in the playoffs, but still, his name is on the map now. Not only on the European map, not only on the map of the Koreans, but also on the Chinese map. That was amazing. 1-0 again, struggling in a final like last year. He is a 2-time silver medal